There are many other features of the university which were distinctive at the time. Another feature was the fact that he was keen on having a quite vocational education, and didn't nearly put the same emphasis on teaching the classics and the traditional curriculum. And he wanted to undoubtedly have a law and medical school, but it was the first university to teach economics, for example. It would be easy, though, to see him as an early proponent of what today we call as STEM, with the emphasis on technology and vocations. But among the subjects that he thought essential to teach were Anglo-Saxon. So his university, in fact, offered very broad education, especially if students decided to take up the advantage of the elective system and choose between different courses. Although primarily it was training people for law and for government, than to go into the ministry of one of the churches. That was a distinguishing feature. So his ideas about the curriculum were unconventional, and in some ways we would see it as a much more modern curriculum. Yale famously, within 3 years of his death, produced a report, the Yale Report, which was arguing far from departing from the classical model of education, of going back to it and having more Greek and Latin and something much more akin to Oxford and Cambridge. He was anxious that you didn't just teach things because they'd been done in the past. He put a lot of emphasis on modern languages, not least Spanish, because he felt Spanish was so important for Americans, particularly because of the proximity of so many Spanish-speaking peoples. But he was obviously keen on the teaching of French. He wanted to have what he called hotels to feed the students. And he wanted at least one of these hotels to be entirely manned by foreign-speaking employees who knew no English, and specifically French employees. And it would have been one of the first maisons françaises that we have today. The students would have had to learn French in order to ask for their food. And those are the kinds of rather fun little ideas in addition to the substantive ideas that I find interesting.